Hello friends, welcome to JQuery tutorial. So here we are getting introduced to the JQuery. In the last video we created the HTML, and in this video we will create the CSS file. We have a CSS file for body and select class. So that's what we are going to create here. We will create a CSS file that will apply style to body as well as any HTML element that contains an attribute class equal to select. So if this is the requirement, if you see, first we placed a selector here, body, open and close curly braces. Inside we will provide the styles. Similarly, here this dot denotes attribute class. So any HTML element that contains a class attribute select, for those elements apply this set of CSS styles. So that's how we are defining the CSS file. So the CSS file is for applying style for body and for any HTML element that contains the class attribute called select. In the body we will set text font, back and forecolor for the text. So if you see, these are all the style attribute we are defining, background color. So this is why we are stating you need some basic knowledge on CSS. Here if you see, we are directly jumping into the CSS style attributes, right? So if you have basic knowledge, you will not be having any trouble. Otherwise, as part of the prerequisite, you have to learn HTML, CSS and the basics of JavaScript. Alright, now let's come back to this slide. Here we are setting the background color and we set some color here. This is for foreground color, and we set font family. Here in this family, if you see, we have 4 font in the target system. So definitely we'll be running the example in a browser, right? First it will check is Verdana font is there. If it is there, it will apply that font for all the text. If it is not there, then it will jump into Geneva. So if Geneva font is not there, then it will check the Homer font is there. If it is not there, we will go into sans serif. And if all 4 fonts is not there, then we will not be applying any font and we are going with the default font. That's the font family. After that we have the selector for dot select for class attribute. So in this select style, we are going to place the CSS style so that the element will be highlighted. So that's our goal. Say for example, if you have 3 paragraph and if one of the paragraph has a class equal to select, we want to highlight that elements like selection, right? So let's see what are all the style we are going to place here. So first we are setting the background color. So background color will be applied for the HTML element. Next we apply the border. So this is the border right around the element. That's just a 1 pixel solid border with a light cyan color. Then we want to apply italic font for the select attribute. After that, we are giving a margin and padding. Finally, we are applying the margin and padding. So it will be useful when 2 elements are placed successively. Margin helps in avoiding the overlapping of these 2 elements, and padding is how much space should be provided inside. So if this is a paragraph, this padding will be useful. If a paragraph is displayed, 5 pixel padding is added on all 4 corners. So that's all. Here we defined the CSS rule for 2 aspects. One is for body tag and another one is for HTML element that contains the class attribute select. Now let's go to the demo. So here if you see, this is our CSS file, right? Let's say just copy this file name, and we are already in our JQuery folder. Create a new file and we are naming that file as CSS. As already explained in the slide, here we created 2 selector, right? So again here we just copy pasted the code, but if you type, you will be seeing a nice intelligence offered by the Visual Studio Code. So let me type here and you can see background, right? Background hyphen color, and once you pick here, it will automatically show the colors. So you can pick whatever color you want. So for example, if you need aqua, you can pick that here, right? That's the beauty of this Visual Studio Code. It will help you when you type your CSS code. And you can see this is the background color, and if you want to change, you can change it by picking it here. And font family, if you see, we used Verdana, right? And when you type font family, the moment you pick that item, it shows what are all the font families available. Here if you see, I picked this one, Verdana Geneva Tehamo, right? So you can make use of the IntelliSense that will give you the hands-on of how to use the IDE, or you can do the copy paste, which will make your working time less. But if you are a complete beginner, I would suggest you start typing the code. But if you have some basic experience and if you want to learn quick, you can do the copy paste, and whenever you want to make some modification, that time you can see the IntelliSense. Alright, this is our CSS file. Now let's go back to our myfirst.html and go to the debug mode to run this file, or you can go to reveal in File Explorer and you can open with Google Chrome. So either way you can run it. If you see, now all the elements are displayed in blue color font, because in the CSS rule for body, we set background color. This is the background color we set, right? Suppose if you want to change, you can do that as well. Here I'm giving a different background color. Let's save this by pressing Ctrl S. Unsaved file will show this white dot here. Once you save it, you can see a crash mark and you can reload, and if you see, the background color got changed. Let me go ahead with the Ctrl Z and let's have the default. Okay, previously we used Gainsborough, right? Named color we used. So this is RGB macro. Gainsborough. Reload it. So And for select element, we have a different set of attribute. Let's go back to our HTML. And if you see here, class is third, right? Now let's go to the CSS. Instead of select, let's keep THIRD. This is just for testing purpose. Third, right? And we will save this file. And reload the page. And if you see, this is how the element will get selected, because this is the list of style attribute, right? We set background color that you are seeing here, and border is light green. Since we have here, we can even go ahead with red so that you can see it clearly. Save it, reload. And if you see, this is the border we applied, and font style italic. Other elements, if you see, that's normal, and here we have the font style italic is applied. And since we have margin and padding, you can see how this paragraph is shifting from other paragraph, right? You can play around and change this element, see how it is applying the CSS. All right, now let's go back and leave it as select. Why? Because we are going to use this in our JQuery. So this is the class we defined. So whenever you pick a specific element using JQuery, and when you apply this class attribute, that element will get selected at runtime, right? Great. So now we are done with the CSS. In the next video, we will introduce the JavaScript. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.